Good afternoon, Franklin County. This is Kenneth Wilson, your county administrator, and I'm pleased to be here for another Talk of the County, Queens edition. We are lucky today to be conversating with Pamela Shields, one of our MVP senior citizens in our community. We owe so much gratitude to our seasoned members of Franklin County. You all bring so much. There's so much wisdom. There's so much to be shared, Ms. Shields. So I can't wait to let you share the gospel and the wisdom that you have obtained over the years. And alongside her is our dynamic director of our Franklin County Office on Aging, Chanda Wingo. So let's start off by each of you discussing what inspired your work with older adults and what continues to drive the very passion that you bring to uplifting aging residents in Franklin County. And talk a little bit about your organization as well.
Okay, thank you, Administrator Ken. Well, first, I'll just reflect for a brief moment on my childhood. And our family structure was our father, our mother, but our Big Mama. And back then, Big Mama was the significant one in the family, the one that everybody went to. If you got in trouble, you went and pleaded your case with Big Mama. And the cooking and just going to her house and just that whole dynamic of what a family looked like, the closeness. And when you are raised around that and values are poured into you to work hard, to learn whatever you do, you're going to get an education. None of that stuff was optional. You will be working while you're in school when we got to a certain age. You will participate in sports. You will go to church. I mean, these were never optional circumstances. They were built into our lifestyle. And I'm so grateful for that. But as we seen our grandmother age and the tenacity that she still had, the drive, all of that was kind of gifted into me. And I thank God for that because it is now resonating in everything I do. So back in 2020, I had major surgery, and that was clearly in the month of March 2020 at the onset, the early onset of the pandemic. And because of that, we were quarantined and we had no socialization, and we were actually social isolated. Neighbors couldn't come over. My grandchildren couldn't even come to my home, family and so forth, and they had to send nurses. But in that whole process, several of my peers had passed away, and we couldn't even go to a proper funeral. When we went to the funeral home, it was a single file line. So I said one thing for certain and two things for sure, but that one thing for certain, you cannot take our socialization away from us while we are aging. We thrive. I don't care who you are. That socialization becomes so critical to our survival. And so we need that. We need each other. We need the resources. And I formed a group of 15 people, and we were in our front yard. And it was based around the gathering of us outside, being 6 feet apart, but also when a 2-year-old was fatally shot in the Mount Vernon Plaza area. And we were all devastated. And I invited the coroner to come and be our speaker, our police liaisons, and this happened on the Near East Side. The health department and OSU was kind enough to purchase lunches for us that we took home. So when you put all those elements together, understanding that those children and the community violence was impacting who we are in our whole living at home and being safe, it became the need for us to recognize it doesn't matter whose child it is. You don't need to have the same DNA. You are our community babies and our community children. So that's how UARC started.
Talk about, that's what community looks like.
Yes, sir.
And community creates a sense of belonging. It creates a sense of accountability. It creates a sense of ownership, people giving back to each other.
That's right.
And you can't replicate that. I think now in society, we don't have enough of, I say, dual generationalism in community. There's a lot of communities where everybody just look alike. Everybody got 2.5 kids. Everybody lives a similar lifestyle, and with that, you don't get the same kind of community fabric that you outlined.
Yes, sir.
And to navigate around, COVID really hurt everybody because it attacked socialization for a good period of time, and it created everyone was isolated.
Yes.
Everyone had to wear a mask. You couldn't see expressions on faces. You couldn't see people smiling at each other.
That's right.
Just the power of a smile was lost during the pandemic. So for you to be very intentional in trying to find ways, you made a difference in your community during that time. So Director Wingo, talk about what inspired your work with older adults and the passion you have today. And we won't put it really out there what the journey looked like, because you and I know what the journey looked like. But I'm just gonna let you get an answer what it looked like.
Okay.
In retrospect.
That's fair. I'm talking to the boss. I would like to say that I came to the county in pursuit of being able to make an impact in my community and improve the lives of others. I, like many other people, were laid off in 2008. But at that time, I had a 1-year-old and I had just given birth. My second child was 6 weeks old and my position was eliminated. And I wasn't happy there because I wasn't able to do the things that we're able to do now. So fast forward, I applied for a job at Franklin County Job and Family Services, was there for 11 years. And I hit kind of like a career ceiling where I was looking at my team and I'm like, they're better than me in some regard. And there was some opportunity that was in front of me that I wasn't for sure that I was going to pursue. And there was some conversations with family and bosses such as yourself.
You just need a little encouragement. We won't go into great detail, but you need a little bit of encouragement. You didn't know just how happy you would be today, but we just don't.
Well, that's why it's important to have the right people around you, both professionally and personally, right? So I took the leap and joined the Office on Aging in September of 21 as an assistant director. Immediately following in 2022, an opportunity presented itself for me to operate as the interim director. 2 months after that, my father had a stroke, which catapulted me into this caregiver space. So I'm living in this space of caregiving and paying attention to what's happening in the lives of seniors in our community, but had this awesome opportunity to also be at the helm of the Franklin County Office on Aging. And so it became evident for me that aging touches everybody, whether we want to acknowledge it or not. And so it just, over time, having enjoyed working in public service, but also encountering a lot of lived experiences. I knew Miss Pam from my Job and Family Services days.
That's right.
And there's always these full circle moments that reinforce that I made the right decision with the right encouragement to be in this seat. leading the charge and being an advocate for our seniors and being that voice for aging in place.
Now is like an ideal time to be in your capacity
Yes.
because the numbers are growing in Franklin County. Between now and I say 2030, there's going to be like a significant increase even above the numbers now in individuals that are senior options eligible.
That's right.
And
Yes.
you're looking at one of them, the host of this Talk of the County show. I'm just gonna put it all out there, full disclosure, but that's okay. I'm comfortable with age because I realize that in society today, every birthday is a blessing. Not that you want to do something all spectacular and celebrate, but just being alive another
Yes, sir.
year when so many things could happen.
Yes, sir.
I'm evolving in that way.
That's
I'm
beautiful.
embracing that fact and that reality. Both of you lead work rooted in equity,
Yes.
empowerment, and care. How do your respective organizations, you, Ms. Sheila, with UARC, and you, Director Wingo, with the Franklin County Office on Aging, approach these values differently, or how you all are aligned?
So tag me in. Bam, I'm in. So we align in that we foundationally serve the same population. We're pursuing and developing programs and identifying resources so that through this aging process, people know and understand that there's help, right? So that's where our alignment and partnership comes front and center. Now, where we different, UARC has been strategically built to have several core values. And those core values is to focus on health and research. And that research becomes very, very critical because particularly people of color do not want to participate in any clinical trials. So I've taken the initiative over the last several years to introduce them to clinical research where there is no medication involved, but focus groups. And you're learning, and the researcher learn more about those who they're trying to serve. So that's one other aspect. The other aspect is knowing what resources are available to you. The third core value is the intergenerational divide, where we are then positionally trying to grow closer to our children and in our communities. So as a result, we have a reading program that's called the Big Read and the Big 6-Foot OSU Chair. And we go during the week, the week prior to Beat Michigan, and we're still trying to get the coaches up there, Coach Ryan Day, to let us do something with the players. But we're challenging seniors in that place up north that the week before Beat Michigan, who can read the most books to kids? So we always have the support of Franklin County Office on Aging, and every single day we are positioned in 3 to 4 locations where we read. Last November of 2024, during that week, we read over to 400 kids. And with her grandparents, yes sir, I love how you perked up right there. 400 kids in that entire week. And Director Wingo's office has the kinship program, and she makes sure that we're placed in several of their locations. We had a grandparent, and I don't know if she knew this, that drove up, that's in the kinship program, and they were down in Cincinnati visiting their other children. And they drove back to town to read to their grandchildren at the school. Isn't that amazing?
That's amazing.
So that is part of the core values of what we do. So I instinctively tell seniors, if you're looking to go to the casinos, go shopping, do things like that, don't come to UARC, because foundationally we're trying to empower you. So that's part of the other strategy that I have, where we set up at various community centers and resource fairs. Many of the seniors have not done things like that.
Reading is a plus for the kids and
Absolutely.
it's a plus for our senior residents because it's
Absolutely.
keeping their cognitive brain working.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And we never stop learning. So
Never.
anytime we reading anything to anybody,
There you
it
go.
creates an opportunity to learn
There you
something.
go.
So what is the greatest challenge facing you all and the greatest opportunity facing you all in the work you do?
I'll start with the challenge, and I think I referenced this, Administrator Kim, before we began speaking. Many of the seniors, the elder seniors and older adults are tired. They've been at this for a while. This is nothing new. And as we see a shift and even a possible threat to democracy, they're revisiting and seeing things that we honestly thought we had outran. And I can even say that at my age, I was involved in the riots and things of that nature. And, I remember my parents not having the right to vote. And when they got a card to vote, you would have thought they wasn't allowed. So I saw all of that, right? Now we see threats upon that. So trying to mobilize a group that's really tired and feeling like, oh, here we go again, which suppresses their motivation even the more. That's a challenge for me because I'm trying to say to them in a very simplistic idea that if you think of us as a cake, right? Everybody knows what a cake consists of. We're the batter. Would that be true? You can't have a cake without the batter.
Nope.
And all these other elements will come into us. So if it turns out to be a carrot cake, we're going to move in the direction that's going. If it's a red velvet cake, you see the teaching and the empowerment has to go full spectrum. And I'm be quiet because I can go on and on and on. I want to get directed.
Yeah.
But this is, you said barriers, challenges.
Yeah.
I want to let you know it's live, it's real. And those are the things that we struggle with. And it's easy for them to feel suppressed again and feel like, what the heck, why should I do it? So we got to keep that motivation going. And what you're doing is vital to a lifeline for our survival. So thank you for doing what you do.
Thank you for being a partner in this work. Director Wingo, touch on equity, empowerment, and care through the work at Office on Aging and how you work with you are.
So I am a data person. I love looking at data. And one of the things that when I was evaluating where we have been as an agency, who we're interacting with, I saw a real opportunity for some targeted universalism. What we saw across, when you look at the 4 Health and Human Service agencies, the primary resident that those other agencies are working with are your Black women. When you got to the Office on Aging, the primary demographic that we were serving were white women. So it was evident to me that we needed to create spaces for our other demographics, not just African Americans, but our LGBTQ and some of our refugee populations as well. So today I'm happy to report that we are now in the very basic place space in the zip codes where the most impoverished residents live, making sure that they understand what programs are out there, how to access those programs, but also just how to be an effective caregiver in those spaces as well. We now have more of our various other demographics that show up to our events who are also sharing information with us too, whether it be through our surveys or just day-to-day interactions. I made a comment earlier today, and one of my favorite things about our seniors, particularly in Franklin County, is they'll tell you how you're doing well, but they always give you feedback on how to be better. And so really taking that voice and that perspective and implementing those strategies into some of our programming has really allowed us to expand and be more equitable in helping our seniors age in place.
So may I do an insertion? Because I think it speaks volumes to her leadership and her style of leadership. She will let the seniors know that she's here for us. Well, now that changes the dynamics. Do you understand me? When you look at me and say, no, I'm not doing this job for whatever reason, I'm doing this job for you. So now you've brought me in and made me feel like I'm a part of what the mission is, and even as I reflect on what's posted on your wall back there, service, progress, and excellence. So if you're saying that's your mission and your mantra, and then you look at me and say, no, I'm doing this for you, I have ownership. So that, she opens the door for us to feel so very comfortable in saying what we like and what we don't like. So then the tone and tenor, keyword, of how we talk to her is not angry. Because she said, no, I'm here for you. Tell me what you want, and I'll see what I can do.
Yeah. When we in Franklin County, put up a focus on looking at things through an empowerment lens.
That's right.
And Director Wingo has done that by having events that are focused on seniors feeling good about themselves and being active participants in the county. You just can't talk about every resident every day. You gotta be about it.
That's
And I think one of the differentiators for Franklin County is we focus on every resident every day, but I will say that we put a weight on children and our seniors.
That's right.
We lean heavily because that differentiates us, I think, from other counties around the country, because we want our children and our seniors, which we see as probably the most vulnerable populations, to, as President Crowley say, not just survive but thrive.
That's correct.
Through the policies that we try to promote and implement across county government.
And Administrator Ken, can you answer a question for me if I'm allowed? Is there any other county doing podcasts?
Yes, there are a number of other counties that do podcasts.
I didn't know.
It's not a lot of them. There's not a lot.
Bingo, you said it's not a lot.
But we came up with this concept because we wanted to inspire people by exposing them to ordinary people doing extraordinary things in the community, and not necessarily getting notoriety or the chance for the residents of the county to know about it.
Well, thank you, sir.
So educating, informing them, and trying to sprinkle in entertaining folks when they're sitting there. They take the time to listen to this podcast. That was the goal. That was the inspiration behind Talking to County.
That's great, and thank you for doing this.
Yep. Now let's talk about health technology and how that relates to the quality of life for our seniors. And what does positive aging look like?
Wow.
Through technology?
Through all of those.
Through all of it, okay. That's loaded.
Blending all of those things together, the DQ Blizzard. How do you take the DQ Blizzard and nourish our seniors?
I love that.
Can I start?
Yes.
Tag me in?
Tag. You in.
So going back to the whole fallout from the pandemic and this new normal, a lot of things moved to a technology space that is brand new to all of us, but even far more foreign to our seniors. So your Zoom, telehealth visits, telebanking, all of these different things. And so realizing that stuff isn't going to go away. But it also, if we empower our seniors to have the access, have the education and the tools, they can better connect with their loved ones. They can do a better job of being able to communicate through a televisit, or even just have some fun. Like
That's
one
right.
of our initiatives that we fund is our Level Up Land on Tuesday down at the game arena in the arena district on campus. Initially, we knew that social isolation and social loneliness was an epidemic for our seniors as well. Many things closed down after the pandemic. It didn't reopen. And there was just a real void for that connectivity. CDC says that loneliness is the equivalent to smoking 15 cigarettes a day and reduces life expectancy by 7 years.
Absolutely.
And so introducing technology also gives our seniors a space to build that social connection. So one of the favorite, Ms. Pam always keeps me informed. Initially we were like, okay, we wanted to make sure we created this social connection space. We want to teach them about all of the harms and threats that are out there when you're utilizing technology. We've introduced, they have introduced some AI courses so that they understand, what AI sounds like and looks like and how to use it to their benefit. And so those three parts is that digital equity is just the education, it is the connectivity, but it's also the device. And so funding programs like that allow us to create these spaces.
Yes.
So what Ms. Pam has shared is that this group is now family. They have birthday parties. They check on each other. If they don't show up on a Tuesday, they know it's because somebody had a doctor's appointment or they're out of town. It's proved to be far better than any other impact that I anticipated, just with the basis being technology. And we see that in other spaces too. So that's why we're also funding other programs in the community where seniors can come. They can learn on their own pace. They can get access to devices and learn how they can acquire connectivity through discounted rates or however that may be, because it also bridges that gap for that social connectivity in ways that didn't exist before. And so you also will hear about strategies where some technology companies will focus on the family members, because some seniors, they don't want to engage in technology because it's the fear of the unknown, and they've lived this far and they're like, why do I need to know now?
That's right.
But if you teach the young people that are around them and their family members, and you say, Grammy, if you learn how to use Zoom, we can talk every day before bed.
That is correct.
And that begins to be the motivation for our seniors to embrace the new technology and how it applies to their lives. So that's really been a mission and important for us at the Office on Aging.
So, man,
Go ahead, Ms. Shea.
only because I'm getting emotional. So I can't tell you the impact of what gaming has done for us. And she is exactly spot on, because we've been there now for 9-10 months, and there's a core group. We've become like family. And like, I didn't go today, and I got a couple calls. Where you at? I said,
Social connection is tough. I mean, social connecting is important, and I see the value in it. This in a short period of time, this particular program was just awarded by the National Association of Counties an achievement award. So I know it works. But I got one question.
Yes, sir.
Is it all just lilies and lollipops, or is there some trash talking occurring there?
It's a whole bunch of it.
Is there
Because
trash talking occurring?
I wish Commissioner Boyce was here so he could hear me when I say that I really did beat him when we were gaming. Right. But I just want to tell you this, Administrator Ken. Because of our closeness, I celebrated my birthday party down there. And I think I'm the first senior citizen to have a birthday party in a game arena.
Probably.
Probably.
That's a safe bet. That's a safe bet.
And we blew the roof off. We had so much fun.
You had people come from out of town.
Absolutely, to be a part of that. We had, I had
I
still
didn't hear about this party.
I'm sorry, it was for the seniors.
Miss Pam the Shield, she had a turn up video.
We turned it up. We had a grill master. He was making pancakes, and the scientific and medical part of that, because that's what gaming ties into the coordination of hand and eye, right?
Yeah.
And if we work that according to what the data says, you can reduce the chances of being diagnosed with Alzheimer's and dementia. So this grill master flips pancakes, and it came from our reading challenge that we did, our big read with Groveport, your school, and the grandparents program. And he would flip the pancakes on your plate, and you had to pay attention and stand so many feet apart. So all of that becomes so real to our living, our survival, and thriving. So we turn that thing up, and I hope somebody goes viral with this.
Turn up.
Because we were the first, I was the first grandmother, and we were the group of grandparents that did a gaming birthday party. We had all the gaming paraphernalia. We was doing the thing up in there now. And I now learned how to play a little bit of Pac-Man. I still, the ghosts and the goblins, whatever they are, I asked them to slow the machine down, and they said the children can't slow it down. I still get, taken out. And then Mario, and Miss Peach, and now I pay attention to all that. So when I talk to other kids, I talk about Mario. I have Mario slides t-shirt, and I tell them, right, I'm in there. I'm with these young people, and I tell them about look, women, I call him lasagna, and they correct me. It's not, but I love when the kids do that.
One of my favorite stories about how this has just grown and moved into other dimensions. There was a grandmother who, in essence, was at home, lonely, socially isolated, learned how to play, is it Grand Theft Auto?
Grand Theft
Auto. So she now goes home and she beats her grandson in Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto. That's a little dangerous. You playing Grand Theft Auto.
Well, what's the other one I've learned, and that's the fast cars. I can't name all that stuff, but the whole idea that we're being exposed,
NASCAR.
Yes, just to be exposed to that, and now to feel comfortable around our grandchildren. In my case, even my great-grand, he's 3, and he already knows some of this stuff. And I said, hold up now, you ain't gonna make me look bad. So it becomes even a conversation piece. And this is what we need.
Creates connectedness.
Yeah.
That's correct. And this is what we need to feel that we're going to make it and we're going to thrive.
How do we get seniors to have more trust in institutions, even institutions that can help them?
So tag me in on that, because what happens so frequently, systems have failed them, right? And when you have a breakdown in the process, and we see this happening in many eligibility processes, and they bring paper, their documents got lost or what have you, because most of us still do the old classic fashion, old-fashioned way. So we have to then feel very certain and clear structurally that we can go to our service coordinators and our case managers. So now we have somebody in a system that says, whether I can help you or not, feel free to call me. Ain't that what they do? That's what they do. So just to be able to know that seniors have a outlet, somebody that they can tell that this occurred, that will build the trust. Then when we have our commissioners coming into the community, right? Saying, I'm here so you can ask me anything respectfully that you want to know. That's how you repair the breach. That's how you bring us closer to knowing that we mean something to you and we're not a number. So you're already doing it. Go ahead,
I think we are on the right track.
Mhm.
As an agency, we're averaging about 500 events a year.
Mm-hmm.
We believe in being in the community where our seniors are, and I think that the more that they see us, the more that
That's
they're able to engage with us, they realize we're just not a government entity. We're not the hard, cold, old school, take a number, but we're like, hey, we want to be here, even if it's just to say hello or give you an opportunity to learn something new about senior services in Franklin County. We did an initiative earlier this year. We named the Age of Love for Valentine's Day, where we went through the community, went and visited some of the seniors that are on our caseload. We went to community spaces, and it was just truly an act of kindness to say Happy Valentine's Day.
That's it.
And a lot of our seniors that we engaged with were completely surprised, and all we wanted to say was, we see you, we appreciate you, and we love you, Happy Valentine's Day. So I think more initiatives where we allow our community to see that we're human too, and that we actually care, we actually believe in your phrase, every resident, every day.
Mm-hmm.
They know when we're genuine,
That's
they
right.
know when we're not.
That's right.
So I think as long as we continue to be where our seniors are and have this dialogue and open up the opportunity for them to communicate with us, I think that we can continue to build trust.
And so you are, I'm sorry, Administrator. One of the building components, meets monthly, the last Wednesday of every month. So it's designed to empower and provide resources on site right then and there. And we have anywhere from 4 to 7 vendors in that space. And we're averaging close to 50, even nearly 60 people that come, and I get a corporate sponsor to buy the box lunches that they take home. And then we have Broad Street Presbyterian Food Pantry provide the pantry bags with fresh produce. So in that space, we have anywhere from 2 to 3 presenters. And I tell them to come in, and I'm on guard. That opportunity to share those resources builds their confidence that there are services out here that they didn't even know. When they found out all the stuff that was available through the Office on Aging, and at that time, we were all getting, we found out we could all get the free meals. Oh, you should have seen me. Come on, before y'all leave, everybody's signing up for a free meal today. See, and and it was no problem, they did it. And most of us have stayed on, even though they took the free away. We still get your meals because we love it. But it's the idea that you gotta put those resources where I can access them. And the way you do that is wherever we meet, whenever we meet, have those vendors in that space. Because now you've removed my barrier of trying to get to their office that may be on the west side, whatever, the auditor's office comes in. I mean, we have a variety of people. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Shields. We love our seniors. Our program restrictions we had to put in place
I know
is
it.
only because we're trying to preserve precious levy dollars for the long run.
But we in it.
Because it's a marathon and not a sprint.
No,
And
we in
we
it.
know we want our seniors to live long, productive
That's
lives.
right.
So we need to have a levy that supports them. So that's why we had to make some tough decisions.
That's okay.
sometimes. But we make those tough decisions still in love, though.
That's
The love's still there.
And we know it. So I'm on the payment plan. And I
Love.
pay my bill every month for my meals.
The love is there.
Right.
You
And
know,
grateful.
there's a menu of services that, we know are vital for our seniors.
Yes.
We had a conversation in general session today about how vital home improvements are to seniors, you know. Be it that ramp you need if you're in a wheelchair, or be it that critical HVAC improvement you need when you to help you weather that string of 90 plus degree days to keep a senior comfortable. It's box fan season, big time to go in between.
Yes.
We do all of those things. Caregivers.
Yeah.
Talk about caregivers. Director Wingo talked about her experience, up close and personal being a caregiver. Her situation. Let's talk about how valuable our caregivers are and how much we appreciate them and why respite care for the caregivers is so important. Let's talk about that for a minute.
Well, you've already touched on it, the importance of it, and what makes it such a intriguing process is you could be sitting here fine right now and have a stroke, and we've seen that happen with some of our elder seniors get sick and not able to come to meetings and need assistance. And if they don't have an immediate family member, they have to rely on services. And I'm kind of going through that right now with one of our other seniors who was helping to manage the Near East Side Community Garden. And she would not be able to come, this was so amazing, to our monthly meetings because she still wanted to work. We have those seniors who work and our meetings are in the middle of the day, 12 noon to 2. So she said her contribution would be to monthly or bi-monthly bring when they harvest the fresh vegetables out of our community garden on the Near East Side. She would bring them to my home and I would distribute them to our seniors. Well, 2 weeks ago, she was at home. Her daughter stopped over to see her because she had been in the garden, her personal garden, and she said she wasn't feeling well. They rushed her to the hospital. She ended up having 4 nodules on her brain. See how that just changed? So now she had brain surgery, and now the daughter is going to have to change her work schedule. Her mother's in rehab after the surgery, but to take care of. See, it can change so quickly. And our word to our caregivers, our words of encouragement is thank you. Get the help you need because you do offer respite and other services, but we've got to band together. We have to, because we've got to take care of each other.
I like to start the caregiver conversation off with defining what caregiving is for individuals, because oftentimes it is a birthright. We step into the role because that's my mom or that's my dad or that's my grandmother, and we don't think about the task, even if it is picking up the phone to say, hey, did you take your medicine today, or being, a secret Santa and taking the trash out and no one knows how the trash got there because you did it in the middle of the night, or just bringing a meal over on Sunday. All of those small gestures are the beginning of caregiving. And the reason that that's important is because if you are able to identify yourself in your caregiving activities, you're more equipped to be able to identify what resources are out there for you. Caregiving is $1 billion industry. 1 in 4 Americans are caregiving today.
That's right.
And so, first and foremost, acknowledging that you are a caregiver, large or small, we thank you for that because there are not enough resources for agencies like the Office on Aging and some of our other senior services to be able to cover ground. And so being able to support the caregiver and provide those resources, whether it's respite or some of the emergency one-time assistance, rent, utilities, purchasing durable medical equipment, those things actually go a long way because studies show that oftentimes just from the stress and the strain of caregiving, the caregiver themselves often passes away long before the person that they're providing care for. And so caregiving is on the rise. You kind of mentioned some of the growth, but we're looking at, and the simple way that I like to put it is that by 2030, we will have more seniors than we do kindergartners. And every time I put that out there, people are always shocked. I'm like, well, yes. So just in Franklin County, some of our recent data that we looked at, we're aging faster in Franklin County than any other county in Ohio. And so caregivers matter, caregivers are important, and we want to make sure that they have the information and the access so that when they are in need of respite or they're in need of that emergency assistance, even if it's not the Franklin County Office on Aging, we are aware of what other caregiver entities are out there. Even if it's providing a phone number to say, hey, you're experiencing this issue, call this number, they will help.
Director, what do you see a thriving, age-friendly community looking like in, say, next 10 years?
Well, my dream would be that our newest project, which we've named the Aging Forward Agenda, it will look very similar to the Franklin County Rise Together Poverty Blueprint, where we'll have a framework for wherever you are in the county, understand the decisions that you make, how they impact the lives of seniors. So when we go to build senior buildings, making sure that they understand that there's not a fire truck in the world that goes beyond 7 floors, or understanding that when you build new facilities, the nice chair with the rolling wheels may be pretty, but it's a fall risk for your seniors. Or when we're making decisions to fund projects, this data and this project should be that blueprint to say, here is how those resources need to be allocated. With our growth rate on the horizon going from projected 3.7 growth rate of seniors to 9.2 in the next 5 years, we also need to have a community where the community is taking care of their own. You kind of talked about Big Mama, but I can remember my own childhood where we knew all of the elders on our street.
Absolutely.
We knew them by name, we engaged with them, whether they gave us popsicles or they told on us for misbehaving or fussing at us for walking on their grass. I think an age.
They were snitchers. They were unapologetic snitchers. Telling anything they see.
An age-friendly community goes back to our roots and
That's
making
right.
sure that the community can take care of a senior. If you live next door to a senior and you know that their daughter or their son lives out of state,
That is
cut their
correct.
grass. Have a simple conversation. Get their phone number. Check on
Yes.
them on Sunday. Take them to church with you. That's
right.
what you choose to do, because those things will go a long way.
Long way.
And it will always be a reciprocal exchange when you do, because seniors will always give you their life history, give you some
That's right.
wisdom, and then you get to feel good about making sure you're taking care of someone in your community the way that you would want to be taken care of once you get to the age where somebody needs to check on you.
That's beautiful.
So, what can we do as neighbors, families, and decision makers to better support our senior residents here in Franklin County?
I think she just touched on it, and that is to communicate, to let them know. Just before I came here today, my neighbor across the street, he was planting a new batch of shrubbery, him and his 9-year-old son. And I told them, I just yelled out where I was going. And they said, okay, what time are you coming back? See, that's that community and that connection. And his 9-year-old son, his name is Oxford, and they call him Ox. Well, I call him Oxford. And I told him how much I enjoy his hugs because I always feel better. So you know what we call it? Because he yelled out, he said, Miss Pam, come back. When you get back, I'm gonna come over and give you your healing hug. That's what we call it. And that little boy squeezes me so tight and I feel so much better. Those are the types of things that we need to embrace. Locally, most housing and residential areas should have a civic association or neighborhood association. I'm very active in mine. I think that's important for people, even if the seniors don't come out, but those civic associations and neighborhood associations, be able to identify who the seniors are and where they live, and drop a card in the, like when they did that Valentine, oh my God, they send birthday cards out. And I got my birthday card a few weeks ago. I was like, come on y'all, do the thing. Wish me happy birthday. That was the first one. I got it before my actual birthday. So that's what made me all excited. You know, they celebrated it 3 days ahead of schedule. Come on. But those are the to me, the strategies that we have it right in front of us. We don't have to go and reinvent anything. It's right here. There needs to be an aggressive campaign to empower neighborhood associations to start identifying all the seniors that live in those areas, and at least go by and stick a card in their mailbox, or on their porch, a flyer. We're thinking about you if you need anything.
Pick our seniors up every day, not just some identified day on the calendar. Try to be intentional.
That is correct. That is correct.
All right, thank you for that feedback. Now I just know that, you know, the importance of pets for seniors. And let's talk about pets and what pets.
Okay. So you already met my bunny, and her name is Baby Buncakes, and I've had her 4 years. And I have been diagnosed, I'm going into my 3rd year, with clinical depression. And part of that was through getting sick and the pandemic. That pandemic, I'm telling you, I can't even begin to express what it did to me. And post-pandemic. So when you're older, that whole resilience, we had talked about this a little bit earlier before you started your show, your podcast. You know, when you're young, you're resilient, you can bounce back. But when you're older, come on, it takes a whole lot more. So dogs, I have 2 dogs and a bunny. And they don't all live together, right? The 2 dogs do. I have a 12-year-old Pomeranian, and if God spares him, in September he'll be 13. And his name is Muscles. And I gave him that name to make him think. I said, honey, I'm gonna empower you. Muscles. He ain't got no muscles, but he will make me think. He can tear down.
He's the baddest dog in town.
And then I have a 3-year-old female pit bull. And she's just docile because it's how you raise them. And so calm. And of course, my bunny is 4 years old. And the joy and the love, I can't even tell you. When I come in the house, they hear me. And they're in the kitchen, talking. And I'm like, hold on, I'm gonna open the door and get you guys out. But what that does for those of us who live alone, and I often tell my neighbors, you have to stop me because I don't have too many adults around to talk to. I talk to my pets a lot, and tell them how good they are. If they get in trouble, they already know it. But just that comfort, and even when I bring them out on the front porch, I have a kitty gate put up now on my front porch. So when I'm in my rocking chair, they're out there with me. I cannot tell you what that does to build the void and the emptiness when your kids don't come around, which they don't, your grandchildren. Like she's fine, my grandmother's fine, I know she's fine, and I'm not. And I'm not always fine. But there's a gap. They don't seem to understand it. So the pets fill that gap because they immediately come up and just, unconditional love. And you can't ask for anything better.
That's
so
nice.
frankly,
thank you for sharing that. Anybody out there that's a senior that's looking for a pet, we have Mission Possible
That's
Google
right.
it.
That's
Yes.
right. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Bring it in.
which has a lot of health benefits as well. Ms. Pam kind of talked about the social connectivity piece, but studies show that pet ownership helps with cognitive ability as well, because you are remembering that there's a schedule, feeding, walking, but then there's also the physical component when you are physically walking a dog. I watch my mother, I always tell this story because I have a teenager that made all the promises of this Shorkie that they're going to take care of. Of course, they didn't make good on any of that. And my mom seamlessly, as she retired, took over the care of this Shorkie, and they're on this schedule. So at 6 a.m., Aurora eats. By 11, she's on her first walk. At 1 o'clock, she's on her second walk. 5 o'clock, she's on her third walk. And my mom is very diligent on that schedule, but inadvertently getting all of her cardio in as well.
Yes.
So there's a lot of health benefits. The reason we named it Mission Possible, because in partnership with the dog shelter, we realized that there are a lot of negative connotations associated with dog ownership. So we wanted our seniors to know that it is possible. And so we kind of educate on what resources are out there that would assist with some of the grooming and some of the supplies. But also, if you're just not in a position to adopt a pet, they do welcome volunteers. So you can come to the dog shelter on a regular basis. You can walk a dog of your choosing in that enclosed enclosure that they have. They also have a sensory garden. So if gardening is your thing, they're looking for volunteers to kind of help maintain that garden. So the pet ownership or pet care is possible through our partnership with the dog shelter.
Thank you.
Excellent.
And as we wrap up, this has been a great conversation.
Thank you.
The stage is, what else you want to share? Closing comments
Drop the
to
mic.
both of you.
Drop the mic. Well, basically to lift the voice up to all of our residents, corporations, businesses, to remember the seniors, remember us. Be kind toward us. You can't go wrong by being kind and just saying encouraging words. And I know I have issues with mobility, and I've been in the store and held on to a young person. And I said, you mind? And I have everybody call me Grammy. I'm your community Grammy. How about that? I'm telling you, that means so much, and that would be my word today. Be kind to your elder seniors and older adults, because the tagline for you are, because everybody is aging. You'll meet it one day.
Sure will.
What's my closing remarks?
Yeah.
I just want to encourage people to kind of piggyback off what Ms. Pam talks about. Don't assume your senior is okay. Call them,
That's
go
right.
see them, give them a hug. Those two small gestures will go a long way, and it will help us to be a better aging community overall.
We need to just be more kind and see about each other,
Yes.
particularly see about our seniors. And, so this has been a great conversation. I'm thinking about an important senior in my life. My mom's birthday is tomorrow.
Oh,
Happy birthday in advance, Evelyn Witcher. Now I gotta do the right. Now you got me thinking I need to go and check on her.
right.
But this conversation is so vital in our community because, as you stated, we take pride in looking after our seniors, and we have an innovative director that is
Yes.
constantly thinking of ways to enhance the lives of
That's right.
our seniors here in Franklin County. So we will wrap this up the way we always do. Talk of the County podcast is do you, because nobody else has time to.